Ya la 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 ya 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 la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's wonderful to see everyone tonight as we gather in the safety and security of our sanctuary to be together. But certainly our thoughts and prayers are with our friends on the East Coast and Florida, many of whom have evacuated where they are not able to join their congregation. So we just express gratitude and appreciation for being able to be here together, certainly with our thoughts with those far away. So as we come into this place, first of all, a very special welcome to Liat Siva, who was the tour guide for Cantor Davidson's Israel trip this past summer, who was a tour guide for our Israel trip a year and a half ago, and who is here in town, so it's great to welcome her here. And to all those who are new and visiting, either new for the first time or visiting, haven't been here for a while, it's great to see everyone. So just as we prepare to enter into the quiet and rest of Shabbat, I just invite everyone just to close your eyes for a minute. Take a couple deep breaths just to breathe in everything that Shabbat can be. Exhale all the things that cause stress and pain and anxiety this week. And one more inhalation of what you hope and wish for this Shabbat as we set an intention for this Shabbat. As we continue on page 121, I'd like to invite Reva Skoll to lead us in the blessing over the Shabbat canvas.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
As we continue on page 123, I invite you to please stand if you are able as we join together in singing Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Elohim melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Elohim melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho me'ava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit. Yerushalayim.
Before we continue, just take a moment to reach out to those nearby and wish your neighbor a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat.
Can you tell me what we're doing? It's going to be a bigger problem when I get to Kaddish.
Did you tuck it in?
I know, I've been looking. Sorry, folks, just missing one of those important things on the...
those are my
I know.
I was here a moment ago.
I know.
La la la.
What are you?
Be right with you.
Yeah, I'll be right. Just tell me what we're doing. I'll worry about that.
Oh.
How good and pleasant it is. How better and pleasant it will be when I find my notes. How good and pleasant it is when we come together as a sacred community, as brothers and sisters. Hinei Matov, page 128. Let's sing a new song unto God. Let's sing joyously to God. L'chuna Ranana. Old song to God. New one later. How's
An
that
old
sound?
song, and then we'll
There
sing
you
a
go.
new
Old
song,
and new,
exactly.
right? Get it together soon.
L'chuna Ranana, l'chuna Ranana, l'chuna Ranana, l'Adonai. L'chuna Ranana, l'chuna Ranana, l'chuna Ranana, l'Adonai. Naria, Naria, l'Tzur Yishenu, l'Gad Mafana v'Toda.
138 and 139. We welcome the Sabbath bride into our midst, into our community. These words of Lecha Dodi.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. שמע וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נשוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כאור אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה.
Page 144, Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, וילמד יפרח חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחיי כל וביומך ובחיי כל בית ישראל. בגולה, בגולה ובזמן קריב, במהרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולם ועלמיה. יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, יתברך ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקדושה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירת בעלמה, במהרו אמן. יאללה לי לי לי, 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 yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? I listen
together to share this prayer for the evening. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravi. On page 151, top of the page, let's join together. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Page 156. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You perform miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of Egypt. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously.
בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם כמוך האלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אליי. נורא תהילות אוסף אליי. מלכותך ראו בניך, וכהים לפני משה. אנו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כיבד אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Alden Solovay is one of the great contemporary poets who has written so much to help provide words of comfort and strength when we are in need. I have shared many of his poems before at times like tonight, and I share another one called Safety During a Hurricane. I share it before Hashivenu because Hashivenu projects this image of God providing shelter around us. We know that millions of people in Florida are finding shelter elsewhere outside of Florida. Some are sheltering in place, not knowing what's going to happen. What we know is that natural disasters are natural disasters. God doesn't cause hurricanes or floods. But what we see in God is the response afterwards. So as we go into this uncertain weekend, another time for our nation to respond, I share these words before Hashivenu. God of heaven and earth, source of all, Hurricane Irma approaches. A tribute to the force of creation, your power and might. What chaos will blow with the wind, what destruction will strike, who will suffer, who will stay secure? God of mystery and awe, grant the people of Florida and all those who are in its path safety as Irma engulfs their homes and their lives. Protect them, shield them, guard them. Grant peace of mind to those in fear. Grant food and clothing, warmth and shelter to those in need. Bless emergency and rescue workers with the tools and skills they need as they risk their lives for the sake of our families, communities, and friends. Grant healing to those who are sick or injured. Bless us with common sense throughout the wind, the rains, and the tides, and with kinship and cooperation when the hurricane passes. God of awe and wonder, our rock and our refuge, see us through the gale and watch us through the night for comfort, security, and well-being, so that we may serve you in love.
Hashkivenu Adonai
continue with Vishamru, our commandment to guard the Shabbat day and keep it holy, page 162.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל
O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. So as we prepare to enter more deeply into God's presence with the 7 blessings of the Shabbat Tefillah, as we offer words of praise and thanksgiving, I invite you to please stand if you are able. As we continue on page 164, we'll pray the first 3 blessings together, and then you'll have the opportunity to turn inward and offer the prayers that come from your heart. If you're in the prayer book through page 180, please be seated when your personal prayer is complete.
אדוני שפתי תפתח וכי יגיד תהילתך אדוני שפתי תפתח וכי יגיד תהילתך יאללה לילה יאללה לילה ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנת להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Please pray silently.
שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום, כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום, כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום, כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל. Shalom Rab
על ישראל עמך
תשים לעולם Shalom Rab
על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם
Baruch atah Adonai המברך את עמו ישראל
המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
Take a moment now to offer Misha Berach Refuah, a prayer of healing to all those who are in need of healing, healing of body, or mind, or spirit. In just a moment, we will lift our voices together and sing the prayer, which you can find on page 371, if you need it. But before we do, if you'd like to stand or get my attention for a moment and say aloud the name or names of those for whom we're praying this Shabbat.
Tamar Davidson, Patton, Cyril Wade, from Cinco, Marty Herman, Robin Gregson.
Jerry and Phyllis Briskin, Mark Roth, and Hannah Roth. For all those whose names we shared and all those whose names we hold in our hearts, we pray together.
Mikol Blessed are you, God, whose healing presence is with all of those in need. Amen.
In just a moment, we will continue with Seder Kriyat Torah, our service for the reading of Torah. Tonight, we will give the aliyah, offer an aliyah to all those who are celebrating birthdays, all those over the age of 13 who are celebrating birthdays and anniversaries in this month of September. Now, usually I have a big list in front of me, and I can actually point out to people and say, you know, you got to come up here. I don't have the list here, so it is on the honor system. So if it is, none of this like sitting in your seats if it's your birthday or anniversary. So when we take the Torah scroll out in the congregation, if you are coming up to the bima, if you'd like to wear a talit, you can get one in the back. Hopefully we'll have some folks up here. Page 362, 362.
אין כמוך ואלוהים אדוני, ואין כמעשיך, מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. אב הרחמים, היטיב ברצונך את ציון, תבנה חומות ירושלים, תבנה חומות ירושלים. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadol Adonai iti. נרוממה שמו יחדיו לך אדוני גדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד כי כל בשמיים ובארץ כי כל בשמיים ובארץ לך אדוני הממלכה say, let go, let go. אחד הוא מישראל, מאורייתא אחד הוא. תורה, תורה, הללויה. תורה, תורה, הללויה. תורה, תורה, הללויה. תורה, תורה, הללויה.
Please be seated. So at our Torah study yesterday, we were talking about the difficulty, the challenge of this particular Torah portion. You see, if we were in a traditional synagogue and we were reading the entire portion, one of the aliyot, actually the fifth one, about 60 verses in all, would be read by one person, a person who's very familiar with the text, and a person who wouldn't mind reading about 50 or so verses of ways to be cursed if you do not follow the laws and the commandments. Take a look on your own. Because we have the freedom to kind of choose the verses that we want. Kendra Davidson has very wisely chosen the first part of the Torah portion, which speaks about the blessings that we can all receive. And it's pretty simple in the Torah, pretty black and white. Follow the commandments, follow the covenant, be blessed. Disobey the commandments, disobey the covenant, be cursed. My suggestion, let's focus on blessing. Blessing is good for us, good for the soul, good for the community, and the more opportunity we have to bless, the better we are.
Amen.
So, I see at least two people wearing tali tote, which means at least Steve and Riva, I think, anniversary, right? Okay. Anyone else celebrating their birthdays or anniversaries this month? There you go. Okay. Alan Shelley, perfect. There you go. Ya'amdu la'aliyah Torah. For those celebrating anniversaries and birthdays in this month of September, please join us on the bima. La'aliyah Torah.
More and more.
Anyone need a? He's only giving the blessings so you get close to the Torah. It's not gonna.
There's no curses coming out tonight. Okay, are you ready? One. Baruch Baruch Adonai Amorach Leolam Vaed. Amen. Amen. והיה אם שמוע תשמע בקול אדוני אלוהיך לשמור לעשות את כל מצוותיו אשר אנוכי מצווך היום ונתנך אדוני אלוהיך עליון על כל גויי הארץ ובאו עליך כל הברכות האלה והשיגוך כי תשמע בקול אדוני אלוהיך ברוך אתה בעיר וברוך אתה בשדה ברוך פרי בטנך ופרי אדמתך ופרי בהמתך שגר אלפיך ועשתרות צונך ברוך תנך ומשרתך ברוך אתה בבואך וברוך אתה Betzetecha. That's what we hope for all of you. Blessing. 1, 2, 3. Amen. Nicely done.
Birthdays?
One birthday, two birthday.
The birthday or just anniversary. Okay. Okay, you a minute. I mean, it's very good. Some people have twofers for this blessing.
That's true.
So I just wasn't sure. I want to make sure that I'm blessing the right folks. So, Alyssa and Ruth Ann, how blessed we are in our community that you are part of our community and that we can honor you with this blessing tonight as you celebrate your birthdays in this month of September, a month of new beginnings, a new school year that finally began for you yesterday. 2 days ago, seemingly 3 weeks later. Yeah, was it yesterday?
It was yesterday, yes.
Which I think was about a month after Jordan and Zoe started.
Yeah,
That's what it feels
they just
like
finished
at
their
least.
4th week.
And September also being the month in which the new year begins of Rosh Hashanah. May this year ahead, in the month ahead when you celebrate your birthdays and everything that comes to be, may it be a year filled with blessing, purpose, and peace. And let me share for you this Mishaberach for your birthdays. Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless you, Alyssa, and Ruth Ann, on the occasion of their birthdays. As they have found nourishment throughout their lives up until the present time, may they continue to be protected and filled with life and happiness, and enjoy many more years of life and blessing. May all of their loved ones rejoice in them, and all of their wishes be fulfilled for good. And together let us say,
Amen. To use.
You're welcome. Anniversaries. Okay. How many years? 23. How many years? 49. All right. So you're going to sponsor the
When
owners
you guys
out
get
of
to
here
be
from
as
now?
old as them, when you guys get to be as old as them, you could be married that long too.
And as we're thinking, I was thinking of an anniversary story that I read earlier this week. There's a couple, I forget their last name, they live up in Spokane. They've been married for 75 years. He's 104. This couple in Spokane married for 75 years. Their names, Harvey and Irma. No joke.
Oi. Harvey and Sheila, Harvey
I'm
and
pretty
Sheila.
sure that we're ever going to have Hurricane Reva. Who knows? God
Let's hope
help us
not.
if we get to Steve or Shelley. I don't know, but we might get back to the A's at some point. Anyway, but for those folks, but really for you, Steve and Reva and Shelley and Al, for the love that you have shared for these years, for the ways that you have enriched the lives of your loved ones and the lives of our community, for the many ways that you contribute to our vitality, I offer you this blessing. Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless you who have come today into this holy house. We offer thanks for the kindness, God, you have done for them throughout their lives, from the day they celebrated the union of their hearts up until this present day, all these years since they entered into a covenant of love. And God, as they have merited to celebrate today, so may they enjoy a length of days until a ripe and full old age. May they enjoy blessing and success in all they undertake, together with all Israel. And let us say,
Amen. Happy anniversaries and happy birthdays.
just stay with us as we prepare to take the tour back to the ark, and you can hold on to these if that comes out.
How's your right arm feeling?
Right arm is not the strong one, but we'll see. You know what? He'll let me know.
It's getting there.
When is Break Sheet coming up again?
Whew.
Invite everybody to turn to page 370 and stand if you are able. So you flip the Torah. You can see the verse that Cantor Davidson chanted so beautifully. I'm going to try to cover up all the curses. All the blessings. Baruch. Here we go.
There you go.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. וזאת התורה, וזאת התורה, וזאת התורה אשר שם משה, וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל.
Let us praise the name of Adonai, for God's name alone is exalted. Page 375, let's pray responsibly. When Torah entered the world, freedom entered it. The whole Torah exists only to establish peace.
Its highest teaching is love and kindness. What is hateful to you, do not do to any person.
That is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary. Go and learn it. Those who study Torah are the true guardians of civilization.
Honoring one another, doing acts of kindness, and making peace. These are our highest duties. But the study of Torah is equal to them all, because it leads to them all.
Let us learn in order to teach.
Let us learn in order to do. It's Chaim hi למחזיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר דרכיה דרכי נועם וכל נתיבותיה שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה. חדש חדש ימינו, חדש ימינו כקדם.
May be seated.
Happy anniversaries.
Every summer here at Temple Bethel, we send a good percentage of our students on various nifty summer programs. Some of our kids go to URJ Camp Newman. Some of them go to the URJ 6 Point Sports Academy. And this one right here, Alyssa Wagner, for the second year in a row, has participated in the nifty Mitzvah Corps. And what makes Mitzvah Corps different from the other programs, while the others are more traditional summer residential camp programs, Nifty Mitzvah Corps is specifically for high school students, and it takes them to places near and far to do good work in our world, to make a difference, to help rebuild this world, to bring about peace and love and wholeness and repair and tikkun all over. I was going to ask Alyssa when she got back, I said, would you like to speak in upcoming Friday night services? And before I could ask her, she said, Rabbi, would you like me to speak at a Friday night service? I said, I would love it. Especially 2 weeks before the high holidays. Thank you. So without further ado, I present Alyssa Wagner, and I'm going to go down here. We're all set with this? Okay, good. So I'm going to go down and we're going to go and watch it from the front so we can see the photos. Call it hashtag.
It's our group chat name.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Shabbat Shalom. This past summer, I traveled to Costa Rica for 11 days with URJ Mitzvah Corps. Mitzvah Corps is a Jewish organization that has programs throughout the U.S., as well as Israel, Ecuador, and Nicaragua. Last year, I went to Nicaragua. Their programs range from building adobe bricks to working with refugee kids to learning about civil rights. To begin our adventure, we all met each other in Miami. One of the many things that I love about Mitzvah Corps is that people come from across the country. On the trip, we had people from the East Coast, West Coast, and one from Canada. There were a total of 14 teens, 12 girls, and 2 guys. There are also 2 pairs of cousins, Shayna and I being one. Our Mitzvah Corps staff was amazing. We had Jordy, a rabbinical student, and Maddie and Caleb. The next morning, we flew into San Jose and met our guide Esteban. Esteban's wife, Onique, was our guide for the last 2 days of the trip, and she was also our guide in Nicaragua. Before the trip, we got news that Onique is pregnant, so being me, I had to make them a card. Our first day of the trip was Esteban's birthday, so Onique brought a cake to dinner. We were in San Jose for 3 nights. Our rooming situation was interesting. Try to imagine this. 6 girls with big backpacks in one small room that had a faint light with 3 bunk beds, sharing one bathroom and a few outlets. Let's just say some Febreze would have been nice. We spent one day doing service work in La Carpio, which is about a half-hour bus ride from San Jose. La Carpio is a poor city that didn't have paved roads until recently, which is a problem in a place where it rains so often. For the past 8 years, Chicho, the leader of the organization we're working with, has been working to fix this problem in his community by paving roads. Because Chicho gives so much to his community, we had the honor to help make him a cement floor in his home. The process of making a cement floor is no simple task. We filled buckets with dirt and rocks, then carried the filled buckets over to the mixer where more stuff was to be added. The mixture was then poured into wheelbarrows. Since there's a little decline to get from his mixer into his home, another person had to be on the opposite side so it wouldn't spill. And then everything is evened out, and we made a floor. We were there from about 9 to 2:30, which was perfect because as we were finishing up, it started to rain. Chicho thanked us with a cake for helping him get one step closer to his dream home. And that puts things into perspective. His idea of a dream home isn't what you and I probably have in mind. Chicho was very thankful for our help and told us that his home is our home and we are welcome back anytime. In addition to the service work we did in San Jose, we visited a volcano. We picked up a volcano expert on our way. He said we were lucky because we were able to see 6 volcanoes in one view. But don't ask me which picture it is because I can't tell a volcano from a mountain. We also salsa danced, walked around the city, and went to the supermarket. After our time in San Jose, we took a 5-hour bus ride, 30-minute canoe ride, and a 15-minute hike to get to Yorquín. Yorquín is an indigenous Costa Rican community only accessible by river. On our canoe ride, to the left was Panama, and to the right was Costa Rica. The canoe ride was absolutely beautiful. It's so green there, very unlike California. We stayed in Yorquín for 3 full days and 4 nights. There wasn't any service or electricity, so it was nice to unplug and not worry about my phone for a few days. We all slept in like a really big hut with multiple rooms, each room with its own bathroom, but we all shared one airspace. Luckily, there were 4 girls to a room this time. Jordy put all of us cousins in a room, so we were known as the cousin room. We walked around everywhere in our very uncomfortable boots. We walked on a very muddy and rocky path to get from place to place, and there were some planks of wood to get over the really muddy areas. Before we went into a hut, we had to take off our boots so we wouldn't get everything dirty. When leaving a hut, it was like a game, trying to find our boots in a sea of at least 16 black pairs. Walking around and finding our boots was hard enough to do in the daylight. Now imagine trying to do that at night without your own flashlight. That is the one thing I regret not bringing. It got pitch dark at 6:30. For 3 mornings, we helped with anything the Brebe people needed us to do. The first morning, we dug dirt to be used to plant seeds and brought it into the nursery, where we broke apart the big chunks and then put the dirt into black bags. A few of us extracted seeds from tropical fruit. I don't know why, but I found it very fun and satisfying. After rinsing our hands in the river, we put various seeds in the dirt bags and set them up in the nursery. The second morning, we planted banana seeds. I was surprised to see what a banana seed looks like. It's huge. The third morning, we dug very deep and narrow holes for poles to be put into so they could build a classroom. After working in lunch made by the Brebe community, we would cool off in the river. We went to different locations on different days, but my favorite was where we went on the second day. We took a longer walk to get to a spot in the river where Panama was on the opposite side. When we got there, it started pouring, but that just made it more fun. We made our way across the river and stood in Panama for about a minute and then just swam around. One of my favorite moments was standing in the river while it was raining, looking at the view while Noah, one of the teens on the trip, brought bananas from Panama to Costa Rica. We learned a few words of the Brebe language, shot a bow and arrow, learned medicinal properties of plants, played soccer, and learned how they make their roofs. Acquiring the leaves involves a 2-hour walk. They also demonstrated how they make chocolate from scratch. We ate the freshly made chocolate with bananas and had hot chocolate. It was hands down the best chocolate I've ever had. For Shabbat in Yarkeen, Jordy bought a bottle of grape juice, some rolls, and candles in San Jose. Maddie isn't Jewish and never experienced Shabbat before, so we let her light the candles. It was during Shabbat when Jordy was telling us a story and the candle lights were flickering with the very loud bug noises in the background that it hit me. I was in Costa Rica with these people in the jungle, and there's no place I'd rather be. For Havdalah, we sat on the porch of our hut and sang together. We passed around plantain chips to represent spices, and when the candle went out, for a moment, we sat in silence, staring into blackness, just listening to the jungle. For the nights following, we would light the candles and just sit on the porch, talking, laughing, and singing. We helped the Brebe community in 3 ways. A portion of the money we paid for the trip went to them, the work we did while we were there, and by being there, we provided jobs for those who worked with us. After our 3 days in Yarkeen, the community thanked us and said we are always welcome back. The Guessing the Juice game continued from Nicaragua into Costa Rica. This trip has confirmed that Central America has the best juices. We ate well too. Meals consisted of rice, beans, plantains, a little salad, yuca, potatoes, and other things that I'm not quite sure were, but just knew were vegetarian. I absolutely love fruit. The fruit there is amazing. My parents call me a fruitarian because I eat more fruit than vegetables. In Yarkeen, they made different variations of bread that we all loved. They even made us chocolate cake. Because they don't have any ovens, they make all of the food in pots and pans. After we left Yarkeen, we made our way to the touristy area for an afternoon at the beach. Our mission was to find ice cream, and we succeeded. You have no idea how happy we were when we were surprised with burgers, vegetable paninis, and French fries. I had enough plantains to last me a lifetime. Our last full day was mainly spent driving for 6 hours to get back to San Jose, but on the way, we got to go ziplining. It was a 12-line course through the jungle. They launched me on the really long ones because I guess they were worried I wasn't going to make it to the other side. We skipped the 11th one because of the thunder and rain. Ziplining was a ton of fun. The sitting in wet clothes for 3 hours after ziplining was a different story. Some animals that we saw included bats, lizards, toucans, butterflies, leafcutter ants, bullet ants, huge cockroaches, gigantic spiders, and sloths. Can you see the sloth? Because Esteban saw it from a moving bus. It took me 10 minutes standing on the side of the road, and I'm still not sure if I was looking at the right thing. We spent our last night together in San Jose eating pizza and cake. We ended up eating a lot of cake throughout the trip. Anyways, our last hours in Costa Rica were spent hanging out together, packing, sleeping for a few hours, and then waking up at 3 to head to the San Jose airport. I can't say that I loved every moment of the trip. I couldn't sleep well because of sudden rainstorms, howler monkeys, and roosters. So whenever I was on a bus, I slept. Nope. My cousin was kind enough to document my bus naps. The beauty of these trips, though, is that everyone is in the same boat. We were all tired, covered in bites, sticky with sunscreen and bug spray, sweaty and smelly. But we were also a great team that laughed so hard every single day, up to the last moments we were back together in the Miami airport. Our adventure together resulted in too many inside jokes to count and a greater appreciation for good plumbing and electricity. But on a more serious level, we changed. At the end of our journey, people said that they felt more confident about themselves, and some said that they never expressed their true selves as quickly as they did with any other group. Jordy left us with a story, and the moral was, in the light, look for the truth. In the dark, look for the light. We spent 11 days helping others, learning about different cultures, trying new things, and being pushed outside of our comfort zone. For 11 days, we were in the light. And now we are back at home, away from it all, in the dark. In the light, look for the truth. In the dark, look for the light. I had that engraved in a ring as my way to remember the light. Because of Mitzvah Corps, I've made Jewish friends throughout the country and Canada, have a different perspective on life, and I'm filled with a ton of memories that I can look back on. Thank you to Rabbi, the Sisterhood, and Peachy Levy Foundation for helping me go on another incredible 11-day journey.
Thank you, Alyssa. I know you have a proud sister and parents and grandparents who are here to celebrate with you and to hear your story. And I've just come to know Mitzvah Corps really the last couple of years by your participating, Alyssa. And the more I hear about it and learn about it, I just think it's really one of the crown jewels of the entire nifty summer programs. There's so many, whether it's the Mitzvah Corps programs in Central America or throughout North America, or our network of camps, or our trips to Israel, the way that our Reform Youth Movement is working to connect teens in so many different ways, really meeting them where they are at and what their needs are is really extraordinary. So thank you for representing Temple Bethel so well on this trip, and next year again, maybe? There you go. And so, how old do you have to be to go? Entering ninth or 10th? Entering, okay, you got a couple of years. Okay, well, your turn will come. I'd like to invite Gail Efros to share a few announcements.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
First of all, again, Yasher Koach to Alyssa. What a wonderful sharing of your growth and the help that you and your group rendered to the people there. It's very, very special. It's my pleasure to be here this evening representing the Board of Directors. Many thanks to Sisterhood and Riva Skull for hosting our Onyx Shabbat. We have many activities coming up, some of the highlights, and you'll find all the others in the handout and on the announcements that we get on the internet. High Holy Days are fast approaching. Our Slichot service begins the process of reflection and preparation for the new year. Please join us on Saturday evening, September 16th, for our Slichot Deli dinner from Brent's Deli and Freedom Song, a performance brought on by members of Beit Teshuvah. Dinner and performance are $30. Performance only is $15. Please reserve with Carrie in the office. This Sunday, September 10th, is the first day of Torah school. The annual Welcome Bagel Breakfast begins at 8:30. Classes start at 9. Parents, please plan on staying for the full day. There will be opportunities to visit classrooms, learn about Maccabiyah, and connect with other parents. Registration forms can be found on our TBE website. Debbie Rowe will be happy to answer any of your questions after services. And finally, of course, our thoughts and prayers are with the residents of the areas hit by Hurricanes Harvey and Irma. And please consider donating and supporting relief efforts in whichever way you choose to do so. The handout this evening has 3 ways in which you can help. I'm sure there are many others as well. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Our concluding prayers begin with Aleinu on page 586. 586, please stand if you are able.
עלינו לשבח לדוד הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר ראשית, שלא עשנו גדולי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שמו חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים מודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר היה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
You can be seated. Page 593. The light of life is a finite flame, like the Shabbat candles. Life is kindled, it burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty, but soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen, the flames dance, and our life burns down in gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. If you are in a period of Shiva or Shaloshim or are observing a yortzeit, when I recite that person's name, please stand and remain standing until all the names have been shared. Then together we will stand as one community to provide comfort and strength as we recite Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 598. We continue to observe the first 30 days of remembrance for Jack Leventhal and Gary Goldberg. And we remember those who died at this season in years past, whose yortzeit fell this past week, and whom we remember by name tonight. Helen Cohn, Felicia Hassapis, Nathan Korn, Charlie Lockritz, Harry Lenzer, Joseph Lieb, Al Manuel, Max Matlis, Vicki Magnus Pines, Arthur Prince, Ray Scott, Pauline Wilkowski, and Morris Zamus. If you're remembering someone tonight and I neglected to share the name, please stand and share the name aloud. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, may the memory of a righteous person be for a blessing. Please stand if you're able as we join together, page 598.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקדושה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן.
May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen.
אמן.
You can put your Sederim down and reach out to those around you as we conclude with Oseh Shalom.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל העולם. שבת שלום. שבת שלום. Shabbos. Gather round the challah, gather round the challah.
Everyone come to the middle, touch the challah, touch them with touching the challah. Nicely done,
Thank you, sir.
Challahs always taste better.
Thanks, Booby.
Younger children touch it.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everyone. B'tei avon.
Get a piece of challah, join us in Al Manuel Hall.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Good to see you. Shabbat. Oh,
Beautiful blood.
I know. God help me. Shabbat shalom. Why couldn't?
Shabbos. Shalom, Shabbos, Shabbos. Shabbos, happy anniversary. When is your anniversary exactly? Oh, what? Oh, already? Oh, good, happy anniversary, good. Let's go. Shabbat shalom.
Thanks for the reminder.